welcome to another episode of Vermont's 100 Covered Bridges. My name's Phil, and today we're at the Howe Bridge, which is in Tunbridge. Again, nice name and date for me. The Howe Bridge, 1879. The Howe Bridge taking its name from the Howe family that owned the farm that's through the bridge. Today it's a privately owned property, but as it says on the sign here, as I was walking in, they do invite you to come in and have a look. Actually, they invite you to come in and have a good night. No Brocklebank this week. Bring your own beer, welcome. And Flying Dog Farm burger night, Sunday 4 to 7. I do like the bring your own beer. That sounds good. I may do that. And another warm welcome with flowers on each side. We are set in antique cattle feeding buckets. So we have another multi-king post truss. And it's strange because up until about 30 years ago, the bridge wasn't touched. Again, due to not heavy vehicles using the bridge. As we've seen on all the other 5 bridges here today, you know, they're not in huge big use, or they've got a ford going next to them so they can be bypassed. So for my information, the floor was sort of modified in 1994, and 2002 the roof was given a good going over, and you can see from yourself, like looking at the trusses and the side of the bridge, and then you look at the roof, and again those beams supporting the roof are very modern. Just the 10-foot sign on this side. Don't know how. Maybe something hit that and they just put that 10-foot sign to cover up. It's hard to tell. Whether it's wear and tear or somebody had to go. So I'm trying to look down, and it's a feature with this river is obviously the bridges need to be quite high above the water, which means they have high banks, which means it makes it difficult for me to go down. What I may need to do is get the waders on and go down the side to my left that I'm walking to, because again it's tall grass and I don't want the ticks. So I may have to get the waders on and see if I can find a pathway through all that down into the river. You know I'm going to try my best. Don't ask me how, but I've ended up absolute sheer luck of just making a path all the way through there, and I just happened, and I'm just going to jump down. I just happened, like, had I come down there, I'd have had that huge drop, or there, and I just happened to cut myself through, cut my way through, and that tree just happened to be there. I don't know how but I had absolutely no idea that that tree was going to be exactly where I cut through all those reeds and grass. It must be fate. Anyway, there we have the Howe Bridge. Let's go down and have a look. As I say, there's very little opportunity to get through, apart from that one tree. This is even shallower and slower than it was at the Phill Bridge. As we get nearer. So under the Howe Bridge we have stone abutment on both sides, which is always good to see. Looks like a bit of work done underneath. As I say, that was done in, was it 1984, 1994 I think. I'll put it up on the screen. It was done around then. I did mention it. But yeah. Another bridge. This river thought it'd get the better of me, but this is Bridge 38. Been under every single one of them. This is my last stop on the first branch of the White River, and it's been a long day. It's been a really enjoyable day. Six very quiet, not used very much apart from the Mill Bridge, but great to see 6 bridges in such a short space. And I say, if you want to looking for a day out, you know, you got the drive, then just come here with a picnic and enjoy all 6 bridges. I mean, there's 2 miles between each one, and yeah, this is great. I mean, the water's just so clear. It's fantastic down here. All I've got to do now is get out. I think I may have seen another way under the bridge. Thankfully the sun's gone down a bit. It's getting close to 6 o'clock, and been on the go for 9 hours. I was at 3 other bridges before I started on these 6. I was at the 3 bridges on the second branch of the White River, and I was just finishing off, polishing off things I missed. And this first branch of the White River joins the White River in North Royalton, not far from here. And there's about a 3-mile difference between where the second branch and the first branch meets the White River. So they're not that far apart in their little flows. But it's been a great journey. I've just got to get out, and my journey on this river has ended. There's 2 more bridges left in Orange County, about 40 minutes away from here drive. So that's for the next trip, and I'll do start on a few more in the next county above them as well. So 38 gone, which means 62 to go. So let's get out of this water course. So under the abutment again, I'm thinking if I can just go straight up there, it's possible. I'll meet you at the top. So I made it this far, all I've got to do now is just make my way there. As I say, it's a good job. It's a good job I've got the waders on. That was a nice, well, I haven't made it yet, but it looks like an easier route out than going back to that tree. Although now I'm not too sure. Surrounded by, it's like Day of the Triffids. There's that sign. So I think I'm just going to go. Looks like the quickest way, but it's like a jungle. Some science that makes me wonder how I keep from going under. I'm going to turn it off and do the last bit. So I popped up next to the bridge. So it's just like a wall. So I just need to, yeah, it is. It's a brick wall. You can see where I've come. I just need to roll myself round. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Howe Bridge. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that episode. That's the final one on the first branch of the White River. And yeah, a great day, great bridge. Thanks very much to Vermont's Howe Bridge Society again for the tremendous help. And please check out the website, fantastic information on there. And yeah, I'll see you next week in another episode of Vermont's 100 Covered Bridges.